Piles of chicken carcasses, swarms of flies, and a horrendous stench. That's what neighbors around a Ramona egg ranch say that they are struggling with daily.
But the county told them that 10 News investigative reporter Jennifer Kastner that the ranch has fixed the problems. Jennifer?
Yeah, that's what they say, but neighbors say that's not true. And if anything, it's gotten worse. The family that owns the ranch claims it's always working to ensure it's in full compliance with the county's requirements. A warning tonight, some viewers may find this video disturbing.
We're actually getting whole limbs, chicken legs, skulls, wings, with the feathers still on them.
On your property?
In the water buckets, all the way up our driveway.
Sue Elliott describing all the waste that birds and other predators have swooped up from the huge Demler Brothers egg ranch in Ramona and dropped around nearby homes.
You can smell it for a couple of miles down that way and down that way.
Neighbor Tony Lee says the stench comes from these mounds of chicken manure on the ranch.
And they cover the tops of all of them with the dead, shredded chickens. And it's just red. It just is just a sea of red.
These pictures were sent to us by neighbors. They say they were taken last October before the county did an inspection last November after getting a complaint about dead chickens and manure. The photos show what neighbors say is raw, red meat dumped on pile after pile, accessible to a bird or insect.
You've got to think, what disease is it carrying?
It depends on what kind of bacteria is cooking in that pile. You know, we don't know.
The ranch declined an on-camera interview, but sent us a statement reading in part, "We are a small, family-owned, multi-generational farm that has always worked closely with San Diego County to ensure we are in full compliance with all county regulations and requirements." The county tells 10 News that it issued a written notice after finding piles of composting ground chicken carcasses were not covered up enough to prevent flies and birds from getting in, and flies were breeding. The ranch was also issued a violation notice and a warning letter related to its use of pesticides. The county now says the issues appear to have been resolved, and the ranch told the county it's taking new steps to minimize odors. Neighbors don't buy it.
I feel like I'm just about getting the runaround.
If you think you've seen this egg ranch on our news before, you're correct. A few years ago, neighbors were concerned after this video surfaced showing a worker chasing hens, swinging at them with a stick. When hens stop producing as many eggs, they are routinely euthanized. In this case, they were gassed with carbon dioxide, an accepted method, but not all of them died. So this was the workers' apparent solution. The ranch said it was outraged to discover its hens were mistreated by an employee of a third-party company. The ranch says that individual was terminated by the vendor. But neighbors say now the ranch has been disposing of waste irresponsibly, harming the environment.
The flies get in it and they multiply, and then they spread out across the countryside.
The ranch writes, as rural areas become more urbanized, new residents move to the area and demand changes to the way farmers and farms operate, regardless of the impact those changes have on the farm or the rural lifestyle which drew the homeowners here in the first place. We are proud of our farm, and we will strive to be good neighbors as we continue our right to farm.
They don't care. They just don't seem to care.
And this January, the county's Air Pollution Control District also investigated the ranch. The district determined that everything was in compliance. Jennifer Kastner, 10 News.
Amazing. Thank you, Jennifer. And if there is something you want our Team 10 investigators to look into, just let us know. Send your stories to team10@10news.com.